The attitudes and values of a person who wants to occupy a job becomes an essential criterion to identify the candidate who best fits the philosophy of the company and who will have the best possibilities to function well in the work dynamics of the organization. Ability and aptitude continue to be of vital importance when evaluating candidates and selecting those who meet the minimum training and experience requirements. It is in the person's attitudes that you find the determining factor that will help you gain a position in the desired organization. People with a job-appropriate resume may be much less productive than expected if their attitudes and work style are not adapted to the professional context or culture of the organization. This means that showing improper attitudes can mean that you may be relegated to a second or third position of the best candidates, or it can even mean the exclusion of the process completely. Furthermore, employers know that choosing a candidate on his merits alone and then having him or her internalize the values and attitudes necessary to function well is a slow, costly process with low chances of success. For this reason, more and more, they consider that these elements that surround attitudes must be present from the first moment in each candidate before integrating them in the organization. And what are those attitudes? Although part of the valued attitudes depends on the position you are applying for, there are some that are common to all cases. Number one, assertiveness. It is the ability to communicate important aspects, whether positive or negative, firmly but without being offensive. Someone assertive never keeps relevant information for fear of hurting the other person. Being less assertive may result in the accumulation of problems without their superiors or supervisors knowing of their existence, and therefore productivity may be affected. In a job interview, a good way to demonstrate assertiveness is to speak bluntly but respectfully about career expectations and what you hope to find in that organization. Number two, curiosity. Curiosity can be demonstrated by showing interest in the organization you want to belong to. Someone who is curious will be able to look beyond their immediate career goals and, therefore, are more likely to quickly learn how to work in the company. Also, quickly perceive possible problems that have happened in the organization. However, it is advisable not to let this curiosity become an interference in the work of your colleagues. Number three, friendliness. In the professional context, it is very easy for the different responsibilities and division of labor to lead to communication failures, professional burnout, or create climates of tension. A friendly treatment of all people is not only valued for obvious reasons that go beyond the professional sphere, but also serves to maintain an adequate organizational culture from the perspective of having to interact with many people and is not perceived as a source of conflict. Furthermore, the same correct treatment should be offered to all members of the organization, both for ethical reasons and not to create closed or exclusive groups. Number four, receptive attitude. Candidates must be proactive, but they also need to know when to listen. This obviously means that people should not be interrupted when they speak, but it must also be clear when it comes to recognizing different authorities and recognizing authority when they speak about their professional field. Lastly, being a results-oriented person. The person being interviewed must show interest in knowing what the ultimate goals of the organization are and make their activity focused on these goals and not on others. In the job interview, this involves talking about previous professional experiences emphasizing objectively in the importance of specific goals.